and perhaps overdue welcome to a very important person this week. He is here, and he deserves to be here. He is the long-standing #1 WBC contender. He is Dillian Whyte. Please give him a great welcome. And Dillian, of course, has brought his support staff with him, including Xavier Miller and Harold Shadow Knight. Welcome, gentlemen. And now, of course, for the undefeated and lineal WBC World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring Magazine #1, and a new boxing superstar, Tyson Fury. Welcome, Tyson. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. So we're going to get right to it. And with every possible respect to you, Dillian, we're going to ask the champion to get us underway, kicking off here at Wembley Stadium. Tyson, the floor is yours.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Big turnout again. Room is absolutely chocker. The fight is here. Big night's just a few days away. Dillian's landed. Boys are here. Cameras are here. Lights, camera, and action. I'm sure everyone's got a lot of questions, so I won't ramble on all day. Peace out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tyson. Well, Dillian, we have been waiting for you. You're very welcome. Nobody disputes your right to be here on this massive occasion. Please give us your opening remarks.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out. You know, it's a big fight. I'm excited to be here. Sorry I couldn't get here earlier, but we're here now, so let's go.
We'll get back to you in a moment. And to you, Frank. Huge occasion for British sport. 90,000, the Anthony Joshua fight. This is bigger, isn't it?
Hold on a minute. Where is Sugar Hill's chair? Come on, Sugar. Yeah, I'll buy it if you want, mate.
No, grab him a chair.
Sugar Hill.
Come on.
Sugar Hill steward. Come and join us, please.
Stop down, brother. Come on.
Thank you, Tyson.
All right, I'll sit down on this little chair here.
Welcome, Sugar Hill. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciated.
Frank, over to you.
It's, well, listen, it's a European record for a fight. 94,000 tickets sold out. It's going to be a fantastic night. There's no doubt about that. You got, for me, the heavyweight of his generation, best heavyweight of his generation, lineal champion, WBC champion, ring belt champion, against a young man over there in Dillian, who's, how long have you been waiting for now, Dillian, this fight? 1,700 days?
I don't know. It's been so long, I forgot.
Yeah, 34 years he's been waiting for this fight, and it's here now. He's got the fight, and we know he's in great shape, great condition. We've looked at some of the footage and seen how much how hard he's trained. But he's got to train hard when you're fighting a guy like Tyson Fury, because Tyson's trained hard. And we've had quite a few conversations over the last few weeks, and certainly the most recent one a couple of days ago, and he said to me, it's the best training camp he's ever had. And that's a testament to Sugar Hill and the preparation for all the teams to get him where he's at. So you've got both these guys in tip-top fighting condition. So what you're going to get on the night, a great fight.
Thank you very much, Frank. And Todd, if I could ask you for an opening line or two, please.
Well, you know, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here, and you know, this is more than boxing, guys. This is the world of sport. This is a global epicenter for entertainment and sport, and it's a tribute to all of us in the room. It's a tribute to Frank, BT, and especially these two great prize fighters that have brought it all for the many years and hard work in the gym to elevate the sport and them as class. And the world's all going to be watching, not only 94,000. So this is an honor to be a part of, and it's going to be a wonderful night. We all remember this.
Thank you very much, Todd. Tyson, to come back to you, tell us more about your training camp. How have you prepared? How happy are you with your state of readiness?
Yeah, I'm training good. Training went well. I started training in about January for this fight. Had a good... How long did we do together, Sugar? 6, 7 weeks or something? 7 weeks together, 6 weeks training, 1 week rest. We've had a great preparation, you know. There's never any complaints from me. we always do what we can do in training camps and, you know, do the best we can do on the night, and that's it. I'm sure Dillian's had a great training camp as well, and he's a good fighting man. And fans are in for a real treat. 94,000 people. They're going to see a good tear-up. I know Dillian, I know him personally, and he knows me, and we're going to rock and roll on the night. We're ready to throw down and treat us all to a hell of a barnstormer. Don't worry about that.
Tyson, you know, we've had this amazing journey with you, largely in the United States for the last 3 years. How have you enjoyed the experience of building up to a world title defence back at home?
It's been absolutely fantastic, you know. Big shout out to Top Rank in America who made these fights in America possible over there, and big shout out to Frank who made all the fights in England happen over here. And it's been an amazing journey, you know, from where I started all those years ago to the ups and downs and stone to coming back, being mentally ill, for druggie and alcoholic, all the rest of the stuff that I'm not ashamed of. It's a part of who I am. To coming back, to getting back to top of the world and having 3 big fights with old Deontay over there, and now being back in England after all these years, 4 years away, and now I'm fighting me old pal Dillian Whyte back at home in England for all the glory and all the belts. And who'd have thought it, you know? We probably didn't think, me and him didn't think we'd be doing 90-odd thousand people at Wembley. You got the middleweight, and that's it. Where is he now? You know, we're here, we're representing, and we're going to put on a good show. You know, it's been a great journey, and we're looking forward to an awesome, memorable night. You know, this breaks all records. This is break all records, Frank. Yeah. This is the highest capacity ever at Wembley, is it?
Highest in Europe.
In Europe.
And it's the highest grossing event of any single day event of any event at Wembley.
Well, there we go then. So, for an old boxing match against 2 old boys who people wrote off all their careers, we ain't done bad, have we? It's definitely an exciting time for me, and Frank's done an amazing job with the promotion and all that. And look at this turnout of all these people here, and they've all come to support and show the thing. And I just want to say massive thank you to every person who spent their hard-earned money on a ticket, who's going to watch on a pay-per-view, whether it's in America or England. It all takes earning, and I respect every person who tunes in on the night. That's it. Thank you.
Terrific, Tyson. Thank you very much indeed. Spoken like a champion. Now, I hesitate almost before you calling a challenger, because you've been knocking on the door so long. And to echo something that Tyson Fury referred to there, Dillian, nobody in the industry of boxing underestimates you or questions your right to this opportunity. You, in your life, have travelled a very hard road. In your career, it's been stacked against you time and again. After the Joshua fight, the surgeon told you it was over.
Yeah.
So you've come through all that. What does it mean to you to fight in London at Wembley Stadium for the WBC World Heavyweight title?
Listen, it means everything to be fighting in my own country. For the world title, especially at Wembley, it's not too far from where I'm from. You know, it means everything. It's massive. You know, obviously, it's the moment I'm waiting for. Obviously, you know, it's a big fight. Like Tyson said, me and him. You know, we weren't expect to be here. Me especially, anyway. Obviously, I'm here. You know, I've taken risks time and time again. Obviously, a couple slip up along the way, but I'm here and I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Nobody doubts that. Could you enlighten us just a little bit more, however? What was the strategy behind the way you prepared? Did you want to leave the champion wondering a little bit in the build-up? Or was it only for your own benefit?
There's no strategy. Listen, there's 2 sides to every story. You know, you look hear one side of the story because one side says a lot of things, because I ain't been saying anything. Everyone's like, oh, you're... It's like this. Stuff need to get done. Obviously, the fight was signed, but there's other things that's happening behind the scene. Obviously, things been sorted out now, because obviously, we and Frank come together, which, you know, obviously, credit due to him. Obviously, my team, we've been trying to pick up the phone for a long time, get stuff. Saying I should be fine for not turning up to a press conference. I'm like, bro, you've been on box a long time. Don't be stupid. You've been in the game. You understand how these things work. There's 2 sides. Everyone needs to come to an agreement. You understand? And if the agreement doesn't reach, then I'm not going to fly all the way from Portugal, waste 2 days traveling, doing this, doing that. What for? I'm training for the biggest fight of my life. Obviously, Tyson Fury, you know, you need to concentrate. You need to focus on training, not flipping wasting time and flying. If things is done and I'm happy and it's worth it, then I'll do it. I'm not doing anything if it's not worth it. And you feel me? It's simple as that.
Point taken. So how do you win, and what have you been working on in that camp that was quite difficult to get access to?
You see Saturday night, man. You know, no point me sitting here saying it's one of those fights where I've been working being adaptable. Because those fights I'm gonna have to adapt constantly. You understand? I'm gonna have to adapt, make smart decisions when I need to do what and how I need to do it and how I need to approach what I'm doing. So that's it. There's no strategy here. That's it. Just need to just go and do my thing.
Do you feel the way you came back in that second fight against Povetkin has readied you for this?
Listen, that's just a fight. That's just a boxing fight. I've been, you know, that was nothing. I lost to Povetkin. I have loads of people saying, "Oh, you're finished. You're gonna lose again." Don't. Listen, I know exactly what I did. I know what I need to do. I was ready to fight Povetkin 2 months after the loss, and then lots of things happened. He said he had COVID. He got sick, and this and the other. Like, but listen, I don't care. Win, lose or draw, I always come to fight. I don't care. I come to fight, and that's what I do.
That's taken. I have to apologise for the occasional language, of course. But, Dillian, to refer again to the struggle you have had, you've been trying so very hard for so very long to climb to the very top of the mountain.
That's what she said. Sorry, no, I'm joking.
Hopefully you'll make your own people very happy on Saturday night. But in order for that to happen, you've got to win this fight. And with the fight comes the mantle that this man here has taken on in a fashion that has inspired so many people who are not even interested in sport. Are you ready to be the WBC World Heavyweight Champion with everything that means? Somebody you'd remember from your youth, Gary Mason, used to say, the heavyweight champion of the world carries the fighting spirit and the fighting hopes of all the people of the world. Do you believe you're ready to do that?
We won't know until we get there, man. You know, for this, I knew I was doing this, and that. I take every day as it comes, because with my life story, every day for me is a blessing. You know, I don't say, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do that. I knew I was gonna be a champion. No. I take every day I wake up as a blessing, because my life has been tough, and it still ain't. It got a little bit easier now, but you know, it's still about every day, man. And I always remember where I come from, what I've been through. So when we get there, we'll see. You know, I'm not one to say, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then when I get there, it's something else. Win the belt, and then we'll see. But I'll try my best and adapt, you know, and do the best I can do as world champion.
Thank you very much, Dillian. What does he offer, champ?
He's a good fighter, Dillian Whyte. He's a good, strong, solid man. He's big, he's strong, he's tough, he's game. He's got a good punch on him. He's got good power. He's knocked out a lot of men. He's had a good learning career as well. He's got a lot of experience in the fight game. He was also a kickboxer and an MMA man as well. So he's definitely a man that needs a lot of respect, and that's why I've given him all this training camp. I've had everything possibly I can do to train for this. I've done, so I haven't left any stones unturned. I haven't not trained as hard as I would have done for anybody else. I've trained as hard for Dillian as I have for Wilder or anybody else, or Klitschko or anybody. So he'll be fighting the best Tyson Fury. I'm in great shape. I've had good sparring. I've had good food. I've drank my water. I've had my vitamins. I've had everything. So there's no excuses from me. I'm injury free, and that's it. He's fighting the best version of Tyson Fury, and that's it.
Fantastic. We know that you sparred together. It's many years ago. Yep. Does it have relevance? And I'll ask you that question first, Tyson, if I may.
Not really. I think I touched this last night with Coogan. When we sparred years ago, I think it was about 2011, 12, whatever. Sparring is sparring, you know. I think I was preparing for David A. I could have been preparing for Klitschko. I can't really remember if it was 15 or 13. And Dillian came in and he did his job along with the rest of the guys who was there, helping me prepare for a fight. You know what I mean? It's not about, oh, I beat him up in a spar or he beat me up in a spar. We was there working together, and we were good friends together. We went out for a drink. We ate together. We slept together. He was a part of our team.
I'm
sorry, man.
Bro, sleep together, bro. We slept in a similar surrounding, but not together, bro. Relax.
Yeah, so there was no, like, it wasn't like animosity, like him versus me. Every person, every guy I bring into my training camp, I treat him with respect. I look after him like they're one of my own family. I don't disrespect anybody. Any of these training partners, whoever come, I never disrespect them. I treat them like my own family. I look after them as best as I can. I pay them what I can afford, and that's it, you know. So the sparring is a sparring. We both helped each other out along the way, and that's it. I don't think you can go on what happened 10 years ago. God's sake, 10 years ago, how old would I have been? 24? He'd have been 24 as well, the same age. So we're different men today. It's different versions. He's a lot improved, and so am I. So I think everybody is underestimating how good of a fight this is going to be. I see these odds and things, and I just laugh at them because they're obviously coming from people who don't know boxing. There's like 7-1, 10-1 odds. This is a heavyweight boxing fight. Anybody can win with one punch, and it's good night Vienna. So if I'm not on my A game, then that man's going to knock my head right off my shoulders. So I'm going to have to be preparing good, and which I have, and I'm going to have to be on form to beat him. And so is he going to have to perform at his best to beat me. So I think we're in for a real treat on Saturday night, and it's coming quite quickly.
Indeed it is. Thank you very much, Tyson. On that last point, back to you, Dillian, if I may. I think a lot of people, including Sugar Hill, has actually pointed this out. There have been so many technical improvements from you along the way, and everybody in boxing knows you are a devastating puncher when you get your moment. But 12 hard rounds at the pace that this man can fight at, can you do 12 hard rounds like that? Have you got it in the legs?
I've done 12 rounds before, you know. Of course I got it in the legs. You see how strong my legs is. Of course I got it in the legs. Listen, it's a different challenge, you know, like it's a challenge. I must be in my A game, I must have to work, but, you know, we've worked hard in the gym, you know, and I believe in myself, and, listen, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, man, you know. I'm that kind of fighter where whatever I got to do, I'll do, you know. Anything, any victory by any means necessary, I'll do that, you know. And I'm not scared to take risks. I've taken risks my whole life, so it's nothing new.
Not only is it an amazing occasion, Frank, but all the elements seem to me to be ready in this one. We've got two British fighters fighting for the greatest prize in sport, the WBC World Heavyweight title. There is immense public interest in this. And I think both the fellas are expecting it to be an absolute barnstormer. Do you see it in that fashion?
Absolutely. You know, Tyson, you know, comes to fight, and you know Dillian does. And you know Dillian's style, he comes forward, he walks on, and you've seen Tyson in his last few fights, and his last two against Wilder, where it was toe-to-toe. So what do you think you're going to get? You're going to get fireworks. This is going to be explosive. It's going to be... Me, personally, I don't think it'll go the distance. I think it's going to be explosive, and you're not going to be able to take your eyes away from it, because the styles make the fight.
Thank you, Frank. What's the American perspective on what we're going to have in the ring?
Well, the American perspective is obviously they're as much of a fight knowledgeable people as everybody here. They know that Dillian has an incredible left hook, and he puts pressure on you. And they've seen a lot more of Tyson lately because he's been in more high-profile fights in America and seen one of the great heavyweight fights of all times when him and Wilder fought. And they know he's a brilliant boxer. Styles makes fights. He's going to be all over him, and Tyson's going to have his hands full. So I agree with Tyson. I think the odds makers are looking at the wrong fight.
Dillian, back to you. How do you envisage the night of the fight? Because it's Wembley, because you're from London, because there are so many tens of thousands of people, with every respect, who want Dillian Whyte to win and win well.
You know, this fight is one of the fights that go in there with an open mind, like I said. This fight's all about being able to adapt and make decisions quickly, you understand? Because obviously Tyson Fury, he says one thing, he does another thing. Like he said, he doesn't know he's going to show up on the day or what's going to happen or whatever. He might decide that he wants to box or he wants to fight. So I need to be able to adapt as of when and do my thing and keep changing and keep adapting to whatever he does, and that's what it would take to win the fight. You know what I mean? I'm not going to envision this or envision him doing that, me chasing him or him chasing me. No. I'm just envisioning being able to adapt quickly and make the decision quickly as of when and when I need to make it.
There's a couple of very wise, I was going to say older gentlemen on the end, and we know your credentials. We remember the glory years with Lennox Lewis.
Right.
Are we in for a repeat?
Well, this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. You got a smart man in Tyson Fury. You got an intelligent man in Dillian Whyte. The good thing is that both of these guys have a high boxing IQ. And just like Dillian said, it's about adjustments. It's about modifications. And, you know, you have big heavyweights in there. Both of them can punch. And it's about, you know, with myself and Xavier Miller, who I give much credit to, we put a solid game plan, as well as I know Sugar Hill has also. So we're going to take this to it's at a whole nother level. So it's all about adjusting, adapting, and landing the good shots.
Thank you, Harold, and it's lovely to see you again. Isn't it?
Good seeing you too, sir.
Welcome, Sugar Hill. It's fantastic that you're able to join us here today.
Thank you.
But greater again is the work that you've done over the last 18 months, 2 years with Tyson Fury. Already a supreme talent, you have added something special. What are you going to try to add for this job?
Well, for this job, it's just, you know, Tyson being more himself. He's able to do more of the things that he was doing back throughout his career leading up to the time where I trained him. And, you know, just being more powerful doing that. That's what I'm looking for in Tyson. And also for Tyson Fury to be a much better thinker and setting things up. That was the main thing that we worked on, was just the thinking. You know, just being a better thinker from, you know, which he already knew.
Sure.
But it's just about, you know, seeing things a little bit differently and being able to execute a lot more powerful.
I know you fellas, camp-wise, have got massive respect for each other, and they know about the big stadium fights. Is there anything extra for you in this being a stadium? And if you don't mind me saying, this is not any old stadium. This is Wembley Stadium.
For me, it doesn't make any difference to me. I mean, it's just a boxing ring. It's going out, preparing. It's about me being focused as well. So I won't see or know any of this until afterwards, maybe about 4 days, when I start asking people and maybe watching it myself. So
really,
yeah, for me, I'm just focused, you know, focusing on the fight. And most of the times, I do have to just ask people, like, how was it? You know, just how was it? What did you think? Because I'm just that focused into the fight, and I don't really care about anything else.
Can I ask you for what you've picked up style-wise in Dillian Whyte that you need to address?
Well, you know, style-wise, it's not really about style with Dillian Whyte really as much. It's his power. You know, he's improved, if you want to know that, technically on his jab and his footwork and his defense. And, you know, adding that power to it, it just makes it a difficult task. And we're just ready for Saturday night, for everything to come together. Everybody's here all together right now. You know, a few more days, we get to see it all.
Are you enjoying all this, Dillian?
Yeah, of course, listen, I've had, what, 6, 7 pay-per-view fights, and, you know, it's always the same, you know what I mean? I show up, I do my job, and that's it. Show up, do my job, and run off into the night after. Just another one I'm going to do again. Show up, do my job, and run off into the night, disappear for a bit, and come back again.
And longer term, do you permit yourself to think about what you will do if you become the champion?
Listen, man, I'm just focusing on the fight. I'm becoming world champion. Everything else, I haven't thought about a day after that. You know, everything else will fall into place, and we decided what we're going to do after. You know, I'm just focused on the belt, winning the belt, and I've waited for it. I fight tooth and nails through court, and cost me a fortune to get this title shot. Literally, cost me a fortune in legal battle to get this title shot. So, money back.
Okay, we're going to shortly run toward the end of our allotted time span. So maybe, Todd, I could ask you perhaps to give us one final remark or two, please.
Well, I think the final remark for all of us is we're in the middle of something very special on Saturday night. And, you know, we always talk about, at Top Rank, we do a video called This Is Boxing before we do our main event comes out. And it takes you down that journey of where you were in history. If it was Ali, if it was Leonard, Hagler, Hearns. All of you guys should note this Saturday night as a historic night. And take it all in, because these guys are going to put on a hell of a fight, and we're in for a hell of an event. So this is one that you're going to be telling your grandkids about.
Thank you very much. Frank?
It's going to be a war. That's what it's going to be. These both want it. You heard them. There's going to be no give or take here whatsoever. And it will be, for the boxing fans, it won't get any better. So tune in, watch it. It's on BT Box Office and back in America on ESPN. So do not miss it, because I'll tell you something, you're going to see a classic.
Thank you very much, Frank. And to the champion goes the last word.
Yep, put the lights out. It's totally fine. Yeah, everything's going to go to plan. It's going to be a great fight. Tune in. Me and Dillian are bringing it all and putting it all on the line. Do not miss this one. Big shout out to everyone who's coming. Respect you all. All the best. God bless.
And to you, sir.
I thought you gave the...
Even-handed. That was a little...
Okay, cool. Sorry, guys, I wasn't ready. I was like, cool.
Well, you've got to be ready for everything.
No, hey, thanks everyone for coming out. Respect. Thank you, guys. Thanks to Tyson Fury support, my supporter. Thanks to obviously Tyson Fury team, Frank Warren, and ESPN and everyone who's involved. And thanks to my team who stand by me, all my friends and family and stuff, and all my supporters, man. Respect.
Well done, Dillian. Thank you very much indeed. Gentlemen, let's have the face-off. Folks, it'll be easier for everybody if everybody sits down. It'll be easier for everybody if you can do that. Thank you very much.
No, stop. I said your reaction.
Guys over it.
Go time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Just a reminder, if all the media can stay in the room for a few minutes, for those who need to go pitch side to watch proceedings, you can do that in 5 minutes, exiting over there. Accredited media, the press will get access to Dillian and Tyson in their respective changing rooms. You'll be called when we're ready for you. There'll be a table outside of here when we can deal with all your inquiries.
Okay, so that was the final press conference before the fight. There will be the weigh-in on Friday. What I'd say, Carl, was it was very, very respectful in the main. I mean, you speculated before whether Tyson Fury might try and press Dillian Whyte's buttons and whether he might respond to that, but I mean, it was very respectful all the way along the top table.
Very respectful from both guys. It was interesting at the end. It was almost Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte pushing their entourage back, who were trying to make a little bit of noise, and they just wanted to have a head-to-head and get on with things. But we're still a couple of days away from this fight, and that's even, although it wasn't the fireworks that I expected, it's still building. Let me dive
straight in. We've got to get some immediate reaction from Tyson Fury. He's ready to speak to Steve Bunce.
Thanks very much indeed, Fletch. Tyson, face-to-face at last. What's your immediate reaction?
Listen, he looks ready. He's in shape. I'm in shape. It's going to be a good fight, you know. I just prevented a big ruckus on stage. And
I saw that.
I know people.
What happened?
People want a big ruckus at press conferences. They want to see all this screaming and shouting and punching. But listen, let the two boxers do a fight and enjoy it. It's not for entourages to get involved or anything like that. I had to be professional and say, look, let's step back, let me and him do what we've got to do, and that's it.
Is that why you were so respectful throughout the press conference?
100%. We're here to do a fight. The man's doing his job, getting paid to do it, and so am I. So this is it. People are in for a real fight. We don't need to scream and shout at our press conference, and that's what it is. It was a good do. Happy days.
Because you and him do know each other. You know, as you say, you used to sleep together.
Yeah. Sleep together, top and tail.
Top and tail, yeah. In a bunk bed.
In the bunk beds, yeah. Or in a single. Yeah, it was good. It was all good. Very respectful stuff in there. The man's done his job. He's obviously trained. So have I. We're going to see a good fight on Saturday night. End of. Nieto. Nothing more to say, my mush.
Tyson, thanks very much for your time. See you on Friday the way, and thank you very much indeed. Now, the way it's going to work, Fletch, is that we've got Dillian Whyte coming in, hopefully in less than a minute or two. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys, but you can come back to me when you're ready. Thanks, boys.
Thank you, Steve. Nothing more to say, says the champion. You can finish the point you were making before he went over to speak to Steve.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. But both very, very respectful. I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting Fury to try and wind it up. I was expecting Dillian to take the bait. Both guys just want to fight now, but we've still a couple of days to go from the fight. Could be fireworks at the weigh-in, could be fireworks before the weigh-in, but really, really respectful and actually nice to see.
One thing they both did say, they agreed on this, is they're not going to take a backward step. The word barn burner was mentioned a couple of times. It was mentioned by Tyson Fury, mentioned by Frank Warren. The consensus is they're going to stand there and have a go. In fact, you can answer that. Let's hear from Dillian Whyte first. Let's get back to Steve.
Thanks very much indeed, fellas. Dillian, you're here. It was a very respectful press conference, but it got a little bit heated at the end. What happened?
No, it's like, I don't know, Tyson Fury that needs to relax. My man's 600 years old and he's stepping forward and they're trying to not let my guys onto the stage. I'm like, I said to him, John, calm down, you're an adult. You keep shouting and screaming at like a child. This is me and Tyson's day. Relax. Like, why are you getting yourself involved? This is me and your son's day. He's like, he's always trying to get in front of his son, always trying to be your old man, take it easy. You know?
Dillian, were you surprised at how respectful he was throughout the conference?
No, I'm not, because he knows me. He knows the danger I possess, and he knows what I am. He knows me. He says a lot of things, but in reality, I knew it was going to be like that. So it's all good.
So when there was that little melee at the end, it was simply because John was trying to step up.
John was trying to start something. John Fury, and he's stupid, guys. It's a big fight. He wants to rob the fans of 90,000 fans out of a fight. John Fury's an idiot. He's a real idiot.
And final question: are you happy now just to be here on the stage, right in the middle of it all?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a professional. I'm good.
Dillian, thanks so much for your time. Thanks very much indeed. Say hello, Dino. That's it, Fletch. You see it there. It's the way it should be. It's a big fight, and as Dillian said, it's a real fight.